global headlines. There was a man obsessed with one thing: winning. His name, Donald J. Trump. Born in Queens, New York, 1946, Donald wasn't born poor, but he wasn't born at the top either. His father, Fred Trump, was a hard-working builder, but Donald wanted more. Not just to build homes, he wanted to build empires. At just 28, Trump took over his father's business and moved it from the outer boroughs to the heart of Manhattan. While others saw empty buildings, he saw golden opportunities. His first big move, the Commodore Hotel, a decaying building no one wanted. Trump convinced the city, the banks, and investors that he could turn it around. And he did. That's how the Grand Hyatt New York was born, and so was the legend of Trump. By the 1980s, his name was everywhere: casinos, skyscrapers, jets, and gold letters on everything he touched. Trump wasn't just a businessman, he was a brand. People saw wealth, confidence, power. But behind the shine came the storm. In the early 1990s, Trump's empire began to crumble. His casinos were drowning in debts. Banks were closing in. The media called him "finished the Trump dream" they said was over. But here's the part people forget: Donald Trump didn't give up. He negotiated. He restructured. He hustled his way back to the top. He once said, "Sometimes by losing a battle, you find a new way to win the war." And he meant it. By the 2000s, Trump had rebuilt himself, smarter, stronger, and sharper than before. He understood that success isn't about never falling, it's about refusing to stay down. Beats, slower. Then came The Apprentice. Millions watched him every week say two iconic words: "You're fired." But what the world didn't realize is that behind the show, Trump was teaching something deeper: leadership, discipline, ande control. He became a symbol of confidence. And whether you loved him or hated him, you couldn't ignore him. Music builds, powerful and cinematic. And then came the impossible chapter. A businessman with no political experience walks into the world's biggest stage and wins the presidency of the United States. Whether you agree with his politics or not, one fact remains: Donald Trump mastered the art of belief. Belief in self, belief in brand, belief that anything can be won with enough persistence, resilience, and audacity. He once said, "Without passion, you don't have energy. Without energy, you have nothing." That's the core of his success: energy, vision, and unshakable confidence. Music fades into emotional piano. From real estate mogul to reality TV star to the Oval Office, Trump's story isn't just about power. It's about the human drive to rise, fall, and rise again. Because in life, everyone faces bankruptcy. Not always of money, but sometimes of hope. And the ones who make it back are the ones who refuse to stay defeated. So the next time you're down, broke, or doubting yourself, remember, success is built on failure, pressure, and faith. And as Trump himself would say, think big and live large. If this story inspired you, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with someone who needs to hear this today. Because sometimes all it takes is one story to light the fire again.